Hi everyone. I am not doing my weekly vlog right now. What I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of kick off the fifth year report. I wanted to originally have a meeting where we could all get together, we could talk through this, but instead it's too difficult to organize everyone's schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the document I'm going to share. So you received a written document that will help you with writing the fifth year report, and I'm going to walk you through it too. So I'm going to be looking back and forth at the report, so don't mind my shift of my concentration. So the first thing is in this report is the timeline. We have three groups. We have a steering committee, we have a data team, and we have the general teams. Those three teams need to meet this month in February for their first meeting to begin to discuss the working plans. This is one of the deliverables. So that will take place between February and April. In April will be the first opportunity for the committees to report out how the progress is going with the steering committee. This will also occur in August. So there's going to be two report out dates, one in April and one in August, and we'll be more specific with the times once we get the calendars reviewed. Then October 1st will be the deadline that all reports will be due. So this is really a fast timeline because our report is due in a year and we have a lot of work to do to get this done. This is not the full report. This, as you heard, this is a half report. So it's 50 pages, not 100 pages. Nevertheless, it's an incredibly important report. And it is a really good report because it gives us an opportunity to review our standards, our 9 standards, how we're meeting them, with specific emphasis on student learning and how we're ensuring that our students are learning, or how we're capturing that learning, and how we are adjusting our curriculum, our programs to improve student learning. So that's the focus of this NECHE report. So you will see the entire timeline. I'll be sending that to you, but those are the kind of the crucial dates. So I've talked about the 3 teams, and with this video I will also email the written report and you'll see the committee members. And but the most important thing, of course, is what are the deliverables? What are you doing in your teams? Well, what I'm doing is I decided to create 5 different deliverables that you will have to meet for us to be successful in this report. The first is you're going to review and outline the identified concern. All of the concerns are listed on this written document, but you're going to identify the concern areas. You're going to talk about the improvements that have been made to address the concerned areas. And I want this to be as easy as possible. So all of this work is going to be done in bullet form. I will be the writer. I will take care of turning it into a nice narrative. You just get the information to me as easily as possible for me to understand in bullet form. The second deliverable will be to collect and provide the data, the evidence of the improvements and changes that were made. So we created a shared drive folder that everyone will have a special folder on that shared drive. So you will be starting to put all of your documents into that shared folder, and that's what I will access to write the report. The third, of course, you don't just gather the data, but you have to interpret the data. So you have to look at the data and you have to make some interpretation. If you have any questions about how to interpret the data, then please come to me, come to your supervisor, come to anyone on the cabinet, and we will help you try to interpret the data if you have any issues with that or concerns or questions. The fourth deliverable will be to provide your plan of action. What do I mean by this is that after you identified after you've identified what needs to take place, you show the improvements that you've made, you will also talk about what is going on now, so the different things that you are doing now to improve student learning, so within the next year, and you're going to be looking at a 5-year plan as well, so short-term and long-term improvements for student learning. The fifth thing, there's just 5 deliverables. The 5th deliverable is that as you're doing your work, you're going to you will see the other teams that are involved in this 5th year report. If you think there's any overlap in the work that you are doing, then you will contact the other team and you will have a conversation with the other team, because it is our goal to reduce overlap and to reduce redundancy. So as you're doing your work, please consider where there might be overlap and contact the other team. So those are the 5 deliverables. What I'm doing is I'm going to be providing you with an example of what your report, your deliverables should look like, so you can frame your response. You can look at this sample. me see if there's anything else I want to do. And as I said, everything is on the N drive. It's under NECHE, NECHE, and you will all have your own folders under there. So what is the first thing that you need to do? You need to meet with your team in February. So someone needs to, you will have every member's name. Someone needs to arrange when you're going to meet. We tried to do this and it didn't work. So it's up to you, your teams, to do this. You need to appoint a group leader. There needs to be a single point of contact that I can go to say, how are things going? Do you need any support? So there's got to be an appointment of a group leader of your teams. The third, of course, is you're going to have to decide on an agreeable meeting time. So you might want to do the first meeting through email, and then when you meet, you can decide, does this work for everybody? Does this time work consistently throughout the next year? Well, November, you want to get the work done by then. And then, of course, you want to start to begin to discuss your work plan. How are you going to meet these deliverables? What type of support do you need? So all of this is on the written document. I just thought it might be easier if I spoke about this as well. You can contact my office, contact anyone on the cabinet/leadership team, and they can answer any of your questions. I'm very excited about this. It's a way for me to learn more about the college. And let's go. Go Teams NECHE!